What up, Wing Gang? Man, it's your boy Wing TV, back with another video. And I know I'm not as consistent as I used to be. I'll be dropping in and out, you know what I'm saying? But today I got a banger video for y'all for the airborne community. If you in the airborne community, or if you about to be in the airborne community, I passed Jumpmaster school, as you can tell by the title. First time go, my first time through the class, which is pretty good. I'm only E5. So, man, we about to get straight into the video on how I did it. What can give you the best chances to do it if you ever about to go. And if you got any questions, let me know below. And yeah, we're gonna get right to the video. Let's go. So first things first, you start off with white slip, where you have to pass 2 tests to actually get into the course. You have to pass RigX, that's how to rig up a ruck for a combat jump, and a MOSI. You have to rig up the MOSI too properly, and you have to pass a 25-question nomenclature test to pass white slip, right? But, disclaimer, I went to the USASOC static line jump master course. So how the 80-second runs theirs and how forbidden runs theirs might be a little bit different, but similar in a sense, you know what I'm saying? A little bit different, but similar at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? It's only one way to teach Jumpmaster, so everybody got their own little small differences, but it's still overall the same thing in the end. So yeah, so you have to pass a RigX test and a nomenclature test to actually get into the course, right? So once you get into the course, you take another nomenclature test on a different set of questions, and then you also study for sustained airborne training and pre-jump, basically. So pre-jump, sustained airborne training, you have a test over that too. Well, some courses make you learn the whole pre-jump, or some courses make you just learn and read a paragraph and be confident in pre-jump and know the basics of pre-jump and sustained airborne training, right? So you just study. Those are the written tests. You just study and 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 study, right? And then you get into circles. If you've been to Jumpmaster school, you know what circles are. Circles is when you just rig up in a combat, you rig up in your parachute, and you just stand there. People just keep coming in a circle, JMPI and you, JMPI and you, JMPI you, and then you switch. And then they stand in the parachute, and then you go in a circle, just JMPI and JMPI and JMPI, 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 right? And then you do that for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. Yeah, like a week and a half, week and a half. You do that every day, all day. You walk in at 8 o'clock, you put on the parachute, and you stay in the parachute. You in and out of a parachute for a week and a half. So yeah, that's circles for you, right? A lot of people know about circles. They're not fun, especially combat circles or combat walk through, talk through. Not fun. You'll see once you get there. But let's get into and then you go into DZSO after you take your JMPI test, and then you go into PWAC test, which is practical work in the aircraft, right? So yeah, long story short, that's all the tests you take. You take nomenclature, sustained airborne training, general studies, DCSO, JMPI, and PWAC, right? JMPI is the killer. That's what it kills everybody. JMPI, 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 JMPI. It's why most people fail, right? So, but we're gonna get to how I got passed on the first time through the course, right? So my main focus was JMPI because I'm from a soft community, so I really didn't study as much as I should have going into Jumpmaster. I was just winging it. I'm gonna go and see how it goes, see where I'm at, and we'll figure it out at the end, right? So I went, I'm just going with the flow. I went to Barnes & Noble like every day after class because, like I said, I'm starting. Some people already went through the course before. Some people have been in the airborne community for a long time. I've been in the air community for like 3 years, so not that long. And this was my first time through the course, so I didn't know much about the community. I didn't know much about Jumpmaster in general. So yeah, I went to Barnes & Noble pretty much every day, if not every other day, studying. I studied walkthrough. I studied deficiencies. I studied nomenclature, and I just studied it every day, especially deficiencies, so you can see once you know what's right, wrong just sticks out like a sore thumb. So I just studied deficiencies. I practiced my sequence. So yeah, for JMPI, right? They're gonna tell you to shadow box a lot. I used to think it was a myth. Like, how does that even work? Like, you just going through the sequence, whatever. So I'm like, how does that even work? So I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm just gonna keep practicing the circles, And I kept seeing that my time wasn't decreasing. Like, I wasn't seeing no improvement in my sequence. So I was like, I'm gonna start listening to the Jumpmasters, the black hats, because obviously they've been to the course and they passed, so they know what they're talking about. So I took like 3 days out of my time, just shadow boxing, reading through, walkthrough, talk through, studying deficiencies every day. I was at Barnes & Noble every day for at least 2 hours, 2.5 hours every day, all right? I really want to pass first time go. because I'm about to PCS to a new unit, and it's an airborne unit. So I wanted to show what Jumpmaster already as an E5. It looks pretty decent, right? So I'm studying every day, doing my shadow boxing, deficiencies, nomenclature, just getting super good at that, right? So I can call out my deficiencies and call out everything and not have to really think about it, just like second nature in a way, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I failed pre-test. So with JMPI, you get, if you keep an 80 average in the class, you get 5 tests. If you drop below 80 average in the class, you only get 3 tests. So I got a 72 on general studies. So I didn't get re-entry, so I only got 3 tests on JMPI, right? So I failed pre-test, right? So that's one of my tests. I only have 2 more. So I failed pre-test, so I'm like, dang, I only got 2 more times to pass JMPI. If I don't pass, I'm gone. I'm out. So the pre-test was on Friday, so they give you a study hall on Saturday, optional. I went in the study hall. I practiced, asked a lot of questions that I needed help with. Practicing. The whole study hall was like a 3-hour study hall, 2-hour study hall. I forget how long it was. I'm asking all the questions I needed to know. And then I took the information home and I practiced. I went over it, studied. Sunday, Barnes & Noble all day pretty much on Sunday. Give me a little coffee, a little caffeine, get on the computer, just study. And then Monday morning was the test, on my second test, right? And then Monday morning was my second test. And I went in there, and they like, Clay, roster number 7, whatever. I go in there and I test, and I'm just going through my sequence. Like, I'm just second nature, just going through it. I'm testing, I'm going through it, and it's like second nature. Like, I'm seeing all the deficiencies, I'm seeing everything. So basically, you do 1 combat and 2 Hollywood in 5 minutes. 1 combat and 2 Hollywood in 5 minutes, and you have to catch all deficiencies with no majors missed. So I'm going through it, and I'm just going through it. So like, you could have the option to get a 1-minute time warning. So I got a 1-minute time warning, and I was about to start I was on the end of my second jumper. So my first Hollywood, it was on the end of my first Hollywood jumper. So you do the combat first and then do 2 Hollywoods. So it's on the end of my first Hollywood. And I'm just going through it, calling out all the deficiencies, sealing my jumper. And if you miss a major or miss a sequence violation, they stop you right where you at once you seal that jumper. So if you miss a major deficiency or you get a sequence violation and then you seal your jumper without fixing it, they end your test, right? So on my second jumper, I'm going through it. So I sealed my second jumper and they didn't say time. So that means I found all the deficiencies and I didn't get any sequence violations. So on my third jumper, I'm at about a minute left, right? So I'm like, this is a good test for me because they haven't stopped me on the first 2 jumpers. So I'm like, if I can get through this last jumper clean, I'm good to go. That's what's going through my mind. So I'm like, I need to get through this last jumper clean. I only got a minute. It takes about a minute. You roughly want a minute and a half for Hollywoods, right? On the test, you want to do a 2-minute combat and a minute and a half on each Hollywood, which creates 5 minutes. So a minute on a Hollywood is pretty fast if you can get it done in minutes. So I got a minute left basically, which is it's doable, but you might miss some stuff if you going way too fast, right? You want to find all the deficiencies. So I start my third jumper, going through it. I'm speeding through it because like a minute's not that long. So I'm speeding through it, speeding through it, and I found all the deficiencies on my third jumper. I don't know how I'm finding them. Like, my brain is just catching them. Like, it's catching them. My brain is catching them because I've studied the deficiencies. I'm gonna put the links I'm gonna put all the links to the study material that I use in the bio. But I studied the deficiencies video, so I just knew what all the deficiencies looked like. So I'm calling them, and then I get to the end, and I seal my jumper, and they say time. I seal my jumper, they say time. Whatever you got. So they tell you to step out, right? I step out. So I'm just like, dang, all these thoughts are going through my mind because I only have 1 more test after that. So if I fail this test, I only have 1 more try. Everybody else had 3 more tries. I only had 1 more try. So because I didn't have re-entry. So all these thoughts are going through my head, like, did I fail? Did I pass? Like, what? Like, I really want to pass. I want to go to my next unit, Jumpmaster. So they call me back in, and they play with you a little bit. Like, they try to make you second guess yourself. So they had rotted the stag line under the chest strap and hooked it to the reserve carrying handle. And he was like, how'd you get past that, Jumpmaster? I was like, man, I don't know. Like, I don't even know how I got past that. And he was like, how'd you get past that, Jumpmaster? I was like, I don't know. He was like, turn your jumper, yada, yada, yada. once you go to Jumpmaster school, you will know what I'm talking about. But he's like, turn your jumper. I was like, I don't even know how I did that. I'm thinking in my head, like, how did I skip that? Like, how did I skip that deficiency? But I'm thinking, like, I know I caught everything. They would have stopped me if I would have did that. So then he showed me the clipboard, and it was like 4 minutes and 57 seconds. I passed by 3 seconds. So I passed it, and I gotta go. He like, you want a rebuttal? I was like, no, I don't want a rebuttal. I passed. I'm good to go. And I just started smiling. I had the biggest smile on my face, man. I had the biggest smile on my face. Even though I didn't finish the course once I passed that test, that's the hardest test in the class that mostly everybody fails and gets dropped for. So once you pass that test, you're pretty much good to go. So once I passed, I just had the biggest smile on my face. I was the first person in my class to pass the test. The first person in my whole class to pass JMPI. And only 2 other people passed on the first test. So me and 2 other people out of the whole class passed on the first test of JMPI. So I was super proud of myself. I was down myself, and everybody, like, I was like the sleeper of the class. Like, I was like, started off slow, but then I picked it up because the extra study time after class really helped. And shadowboxing, nomenclature, shadowbox, nomenclature, and read, walk through, and deficiencies. So do those 4 things, you'll be fine. And study every day. It's about a 3 to 4 week course. Study every day, because once you get through that course, you're done. You will never have to go back. Some people had to go back 2 and 3 times. So if you just do it right the first time, you'll be good to go. So that's pretty much it, man. If you got any questions, let me know down in the comments. I had a great experience at Jumpmaster course. It's a good course, a great course. It's good for your career. It's good for just seeing how you can test yourself, for attention to detail. And it's a community that I always want to be a part of. Once I went to airborne school, I knew I wanted to be a Jumpmaster. And 3 years later, I'm finally here. I'm a Jumpmaster. I just graduated airborne school in 2021. I dedicated myself to going to Jumpmaster one day, so I jumped, I chased jumps, and now I'm here. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I PCS in 3 weeks. I'm going down to MacDill, Florida, MacDill Air Force Base in Temple, Florida. So if you're down there and know anything about it, let me know. And make sure you follow me on Instagram, link in bio. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe. More consistent videos coming. And yeah, Jumpmaster Clay. Let's go.